And now we are on our very last lecture of our very last chapter of the semester. So enjoy this one. And it's only one concept. I thought that was a fitting way to end the semester, where you just have to learn about one concept in the very last video. So, according to the enlightenment effect, when we learn about the obstacles to help, it decreases the probability of falling victim to those obstacles. And so my last example, appropriately, will be an example from somebody in class. So I had been teaching one semester, and at the very end of the semester, I was asking students what they remembered most from the class. And one student raised her hand and told the following story. It was late one night, and she lived in an apartment building, and she thought she smelled something funny. And she talked to her roommates, and they were all like, oh, it's not a gas leak, because if it was a gas leak, somebody would have come and told us. And we had already talked about diffusion of responsibility in the class that semester. And she thought to herself, you know what? I remember learning about the fact that people will assume that everything's okay if nobody's doing anything. So I'm not going to run that risk. And she called the fire department and told them that she thought there was a gas leak. And so a few minutes later, the fire department came and evacuated the building. So now all of these people that live in the building are standing in the parking lot in their pajamas. And a fireman comes up to the group and he says, who called 911? And she raised her hand, and the fireman said to her, you were the only one who called 911. And if you hadn't called, because you were all sleeping, it would have taken until morning for maybe somebody to be awake. And because you're all sleeping, you might have all died, because this was a gas leak, and it was a serious gas leak, and the whole apartment building might have died during the night. And while that is kind of a creepy story to think about an entire apartment building dying, I have mixed feelings about it, because on the other hand, I'm like, wow, because she was in this class, she essentially saved her whole apartment building. So she experienced the enlightenment effect. She knew about these obstacles to helping, and she decided, when she was presented with a situation where helping kind of might be the appropriate behavior, she thought, I am not going to fall victim to this, and she made sure to help. So in your own lives, make sure that you take this with you, and that you then are more likely to help yourselves and other people.